But usually I like just go with the flow. I do what I'm supposed to do. But I've really got like a boot up my ass now about it. So now I'm like highly motivated.
Dude, you should always be moving forward. What's the point? You know what I mean? I remember the first job I left. I left not because of the work environment, like as a, like a career job, not delivered pizzas job, but left because of where I saw forward advancement. Like sitting there was like I was up for to post out of the job that I was in because I wanted to make more money. So I just got married. Jack was on the way.
Fuck yeah.
I was just like, and then I started doing the math. And their annual raises were pretty decent.
Yeah, mine's like that. I make good money.
But I was like thinking, all right, where I am now, got in pretty entry, where I am now, and if I calculate on the worst year, 3% increase. Mm-hmm. So that's where I am now, a little bit above median as far as an entry position. And then it's 3% for the rest of my life, annual. Well, that would have put me at upper middle class.
Yeah. If
we're talking, that being a range of $0 to $90,000 a year, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's seen when you're seeing other people that are landing jobs and getting advancements and moving on.
Well, that's why I skipped out on my first when I worked at the dealer. That was like the progression. That was it. 90 grand. That was like the cutoff. And that was like, if you're lucky. And when I saw that, I was like, fuck that.
Dude, it's not.
I mean, I'm not batting my eye to it.
No. But I'm saying it's like, when we were kids.
That seemed like the shit.
When we were kids, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you'd probably blow a dick for it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, if someone was to tell you when we were kids, 80s and 90s.
Yeah, you'd be like,
you're going to make 90 grand. You're like, bank. I'm a success story. Now, cost of living's a little different.
Cost of living's different. Things have changed.
Yeah.
My aspirations are a little bit higher.
Yes, and as they should be.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm
just saying it doesn't go as far as we thought it was going to go.
No, and I'm like, you just start calculating shit in your head, and when you hear this shit, then my mind starts racing like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
and
we're in the race, dude.
and I just like, I'm like, I gotta get there.
Yeah,
is my answer. That's my answer. Is I gotta get there.
Yeah. Well, the flip side is that you work until you're dead. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
and I'm not talking like this is my life's passion. I'm curing cancer and then I die.
Exactly. And
I'm talking you're pounding rocks during that duration.
And that's why I'm like on the house thing either way.
Yeah.
And that's going to go either way. Like, say I did get that job, I'd still would do that like as an investment and stuff like that. But
it's nice to have options.
But that would be way further. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be like me having money to throw at like a fucking crew and be like, yo, go do this.
Yeah.
I'll go work and make the money. You go punch
I'll run the hustle, man.
You go punch these houses out.
Yep.
I'll keep these, make money off of these, and then you go just get another one.
Dude, you know how in house flipping and construction and home improvement, you could kill most of the competition by returning a phone call, answering your phone, and showing up on time.
Yeah, well,
meeting your commitments.
That's a whole different section of it.
You could be a half-ass carpenter. 50% as good as the best out there. But if you just did those, you'd own most of the market.
That's why I think that's why my dad's success is that you get into. It's like the reason you go to college is to get into that circle.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason they make money. Yeah, it's like, but when you're on the streets and you got like your crews, the certain guys you go to, they'll pick up the fucking phone for you because you know you're going to pad their palms.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
It's
good
a
for it.
fact. So, like, when you're just Joe Dickbag at fucking wherever the fuck street you live on, and you just need, like, they don't give a fuck.
Nah. They're on their third call.
And if they do give a fuck, they're charging you top motherfucking dollar. They're bending over backwards.
I'll pay for quality, man. Every time. Reliability, quality. No, just shoot me straight. Tell me what the hell I'm going to be. I'll pay for that.
Plus, the other thing, too, is the economy's fucking rocking right now.
True.
So, they don't give a fuck. They can pick and choose. They'll be like, this is bullshit. Fuck it. But then you go back, you rewind back to like 08, 09. They would suck your dick to fucking fix some bullshit that you had going on.
Yeah, it was lean times.
Fact.
Yeah. So, you still got your side hustle going.
Yeah, side hustle. But I am like really motivated over the past, like, I'm really motivated.
Dude, you seem pretty goddamn motivated, dude.
I'm pretty motivated on getting this other shit going on.
See?
Like, I'm going to, like, try my damnedest to get this fucking, put my name on this list, get this fucking goddamn CDL going on.
Yep. Good.
I'm on it. I'm
right.
fucking on it.
What do you think? Get the show on the road?
Yeah. Oh, I got a new guy that you probably already know who he is, but I, like, been watching him on YouTube. I haven't been, dude. All right. We'll talk about him on.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2. Hello and welcome. Fuck.
That's all right.
I haven't fucked one up in a while.
Well.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, Jon, and Jamie Show. I'm Jon.
No Nick. And I am Jamie.
Yes. No Nick. Nick is not here for a pretty good reason. They're Nick and his. Nick's celebrating his
next kid.
No,
just joking.
He'd be here.
That'd be a sick joke.
He'd be here getting blasted. No, they have a celebration. I don't know if it's appropriate to say it over the air right now, but they're celebrating something very, very cool and fortunate and deserved. But when Nick comes back, if he wants to spread the good news, we'll let him spread that news. But yes, there will be an empty seat as far as the show tonight. What have you been up to, Jamie? We missed you.
Living the dream. Living the dream, man. I went on vacation.
That's right. You went Outer Banks?
Outer Banks. I like that place. That's your
beach?
I like that place. I just do. There's it's not packed.
Yep.
There's stuff to do.
Yeah.
The drive's not terrible. It's long, but it's not terrible. It's totally doable. And it's nice.
How far were you from the beach?
Oh, we were like a couple hundred feet.
Couple hundred feet?
Like where I was staying.
So how much has it changed from, say, last year as far as the gear that you have to bring when you take the family to the beach?
Oh, I got that down. As a man taking the kids to the beach, you usually figure, or a woman, you usually figure this stuff out, like how to consolidate. Now, this year we changed up, like we tried out the beach chairs. Now we usually go with the standard Tommy Bahama, like the low riders, right?
Yeah.
Those are solid chairs. And we tried out the high boys. They take up too much room.
Yeah.
They fucking carry like shit. We tried them out this year. So
Don't they have the backpack ones for the kids?
Well, that's the ones we usually use. It's like the ones you go around your back.
Yeah.
These high boys, like it's nicer because it's easier to get in and out of, and they're comfortable because it's higher up.
Yeah.
Not worth it. Juice is not worth the squeeze, buddy, because they take up too much fucking space, and carrying them sucks.
Yeah.
Because they just have a strap, not the backpack thing.
Okay.
So we figured that out part this year. But you always try to move stuff around, change it up.
But the first time you go out, I don't care if you have one kid or two kids, you're digging a trench.
Fuck yeah.
To the whatever your end spot is. It's really, hey, whatever it is. But dad gets the load, right?
Oh yeah, dad always gets the load.
Gets the load and happy to take it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say happy,
but
usually, a dad...
You understand it's part of your gig.
Dad's biggest thing when going to the beach is always, the walk.
Yeah.
He's like looking at the terrain. Is there hills? Is there fucking sand dunes? Like how far is the beach?
Yeah.
These are all good factors and valid factors, by the way.
Who doesn't have their flip flops on and now their feet are getting burning?
Exactly.
And you got to pick that one up along with drag the cart.
Yeah, and a big one that I changed up the other year was instead of bringing those stupid fucking umbrellas to turn into harpoons, I just get the 10 by 10 tent, dude. It has wheels on it. Drag it out. It's easy to you just make sure you lube it up every year.
Yeah.
Dude, it's easy as fucking pie.
Does it have a bottom to it, or is it just like a canopy?
It's just like it's one of them 10 by 10 party tents. It comes in a bag with wheels on it.
And just pops right up.
Roll that bitch out, and then you fucking pop it out, pop it back in, dude. And it's a big surface area.
That sounds like the play, man.
It's the play. And I that's what I adapted to. The Tommy Bahama chairs. You know what I mean? It's the shit.
So you guys are solid. Your beach game was solid.
Our beach game's solid. It's, I still can't wait till they grow up a little bit more so they can carry more shit. Because that's always a plus. When one of them can carry a chair, it's it's amazing. You're just like, ooh, guess what? Grab a chair.
Now we're at the point, because the boys they can get.
Oh yeah, crap. Exactly. Yeah,
It is nice to say, hey, go get this, go get that, pick up this, pick up that. Grocers are here, put them away. That type of, take the trash out, all that stuff. It's like you do get a little bit of a breather.
Oh yeah, because you're constantly moving.
Yeah,
you're constantly doing something.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to the show. Weekend box office. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot because it's all over the place. You can't hop on social media. You can't watch a television show. You can't do without seeing some type of advertisement for over the past felt like 6 months for Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw was number one at the box office this week. So it's really, it did $60 million, number one at the box office. It's going to no doubt make tons and tons of money. But it's not the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah.
It's Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
But the fact that they made $60 million on essentially a piece of shit. I mean, let's be straight up honest. That's a feat, dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Good on them. I'm not busting balls or anything, but it's essentially a hot piece of shit, dude. I mean, let's be honest. I don't even have to watch it to be like, you know what I mean?
What makes you think it's a hot piece of shit? What do you mean? Did you enjoy the Fast and the Furious movies?
To a point, dude. But then they beat a fucking dead horse. I'm big in the cars. I'm big into that whole thing. And believe me, when the first one came out, I was like, oh, great. Somebody's paying homage to the scene. To the scene. Racers, to the whole scene.
Yep.
Granted, some of the shit's a little corny and you really fucked it up.
Uh-huh.
But, okay. 1, 2, 3. Now you're getting a little fucking crazy. You're dragging safes through the fucking streets. Right? Now you're producing a fucking Star Trek movie and ruining a fucking series.
Yeah.
Fuck you for doing that.
Yeah.
And now you're doing a spin-off of something that really rolled a 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could have rolled a Snake Eyes. It could have gone either way, dude. It rolled a 7, but now you're doing a spin-off.
Yes. And by the way, there have been 8 Fast and Furious movies.
And think about
with a 9 that is currently in filming.
And try to wrap your head around that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Only Police Academy can do that many.
And then one dumb guy by the name of Vin Diesel, thought he was too good for it. If you remember, he thought he was too good for the scene, and then quickly found out that he's not that great of an actor.
Yeah. He's got Riddick, and that's it.
Riddick was okay. Yeah. Riddick was good.
Yeah.
And then he tried Triple X. That was a total fucking piece of shit. That was a hot piece of shit.
Yeah. He's got some fumbles, for sure.
Yes. And then there was what was the Daddy Daycare or whatever the fuck that was?
The Rock did the Tooth Fairy one. He did something like that.
Yeah, whatever. And then he figured it out. He's like, holy shit, maybe we should go back to this thing that's making me gobs of money, luckily. You know what I mean? Like some fucking
that
epiphany.
Cow never betrayed me.
Some epiphany. You know what I mean? Some light bulb went off in his head. It's wait a second.
Howard used to say it all the time. Like, what are you doing leaving all that money?
Exactly. You're riding that train high on cocaine. You better watch your speed.
How about it? Yo, I'm just grabbing
That's a little Grateful Dead.
the Stones just came through town.
I know. Dude, my buddy went to that. Dude, those tickets are fucking insane.
What, $400?
Oh, my God.
For okay seats?
Yeah, for okay seats to see an 80-year-old Jagger, it's like, holy fuck. Now, I would pay that kind of money to see Zeppelin. For sure.
Yeah. And even that, like, I saw Page.
I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would do it.
Yeah. I saw Page and Plant, and I saw basically what was a Led Zeppelin reunion.
I'm in the mood for... Is that what they were playing, though? Like that type of shit? I'm in the mood for a melody? Like the...
Oh, yeah. They're playing all the hits, for sure.
Oh, they were playing Zeppelin hits.
They're playing Zeppelin hits.
Oh, no shit.
Well, separate, they would play their own songs and then bring in, of course, whatever they were producing as a solo act.
Okay.
And then they did Page and Plant, but I don't think they had John Paul Jones with them, which was weird. And I think they had Jason Bonham at drums. Anyway, it was awesome. And I would have paid... I was glad. I'm sure I paid a lot of money at the time, and I would be glad to pay it again.
Fuck yeah. And like the Stones, I would love to see it. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see an 80-year-old Jagger.
No, I would, but it's like, it's something that... Listen, if I'm shelling out 400 smackers...
400. That's for one
like
ticket.
Okay seats to
You're
like...
not going to go by yourself.
Yeah, with like a fucking magnifying glass, I got to see fucking 80-year-old Jagger.
No. And how many farewell tours are they going to do?
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But the Who doesn't charge that much.
No.
When they did like 80 farewell tours, and that's a fucking solid band.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a good time. That was a good time. I saw a show in Philadelphia.
And let's face the facts, right?
What?
You're not going to... Okay. We're going to go into a quick little music debate here.
Go ahead.
But fast forward 20 years, 30 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not going to go see fucking Skrillex. No. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
They don't seem to have the same staying power.
Exactly. 80-year-old Jagger. I would easily rather go see that than an 80-year-old Skrillex. That shit's not going to hold up. Dude, that's going to fucking... You're going to be like, you're going to ask a kid, like, who the fuck is that, dude? Or whatever, who's the dead mouse or whatever. Some other fucking...
Whatever's the...
dipshit of the day.
What has really endured over the past, music-wise, over the past, say, 10 years?
Over the past 10 years?
I know that's kind of short in music.
Nah, well, you could say, like, the early 2000s rap probably holds up still a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, I still hear that one, like Nelly and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's all just throwaway shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say Adele.
Oh, yeah, that's solid.
You know what I mean? Adele's solid. Fuck yeah, she's excellent.
She's amazing, actually.
Yeah. I'm kind of digging that Billie Eilish or whatever. Or
Eilish, yeah.
That's pretty good. It's different. Yeah. I dig it. Who else?
Yeah, she's a little crazy, too.
Yeah, but like her music's fucking solid.
Well, that's what I mean. You got to be a little crazy to bring that.
Who's the other one that's kind of like, I hate country, but who the hell's there's another chick that sings like kind of like country, but it's not country. It's like kind of like, I can't think of her name.
I don't know.
She's pretty good too. I wish that I can't even think of her name, but
yeah, and I don't. But then again, I'm thinking about think about the music you're really into.
Yeah, dude.
Could you imagine being an old man and that's your Lawrence Welk?
Oh, that's terrible.
There'll be something different.
That's a shame,
dude. You'll be sitting there listening to like Tool or Rage or something like that.
Rage. Oh my god.
And you're like, fucking hey man, this like there's you in your brain.
It gets your juices flowing.
In your brain, you might react.
But you're 80-year-old dude.
Fuck yeah, man.
You're an 80-year-old dude, and like it still gets your juices flowing. Can you imagine, like you're 80 years old and you're like, DJ Khalid, and like, what the fuck? You know,
you're sitting there, you're driving slow because you got to be safe because that just comes with age, right? You don't want to smash into something. So you're now that guy on the road and you're driving slow and some kids pull around you, they whip around you and they're like, just speed up, old man. Yeah. But in your on your radio or whatever the hell you're playing music with it those days, it's killing in the name of
just kill a man. You're like, yeah, dude, that's right. But then
it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and I don't want to lump in like guys who actually have talent that are out there, like like an Ed Sheeran or like a Bruno Mars. Like these guys are
talented people.
Yeah, those guys are talented. I don't want to lump them in with these other pieces of shit. But I'm saying like DJ Khalid or whatever the fuck his name is, you blow, dude. You totally blow. Them other fucking idiots too, you blow too.
Yeah, but you know what? I think we're just bombarded with so much. It's like a smorgasbord. So everything's out there all the time.
Oh yeah,
and which means that the percentage of crap is really
it's high. It's high as fuck. It's like we could say about like any Joe Schmo has her radio show.
This is true. We are those.
Yeah, exactly. Joe Schmoes. But you know, you would hope that the good filters out like ourselves.
Dude, you know what? I mean, I'm gonna do an abrupt, ham-fisted segue. Talent. There's something intrinsic about talent and people being attracted to it.
Oh yeah, like Rogan. Rogan's a good one. Because who would have thought that guy would have had a solid podcast?
Oh yeah, totally.
And he's killing it in the podcast game, right?
But I think the elite talents will always be appreciated and don't make money, of course. But it made me think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. I like the segue there. That was good.
Yeah, it's a little ham-fisted, but it made me think of that because the story I thought was pretty cool. But not mind-blowing. It wasn't Pulp Fiction is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And how could they ever make another Pulp Fiction? But that same energy that I took away from Pulp Fiction.
Jackie Brown was great, too.
Jackie Brown was awesome. But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, but it's the performances from these rock star, like elite talent actors. And then, because you see a lot of crap, like we let a lot of crap as far as into the viewing window,
for sure.
And so, and sort of, if you watch enough of it, you're like, oh, that's pretty decent. And then you see someone like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie.
That's a wow factor right there,
dude. They bring in just the brief interactions they have with one another. You're like, fuck, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that Scorsese thing. That's coming out on Netflix.
I got it on the trailers list.
That's coming up for Netflix.
Irishman.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's got me jacked up.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's a game changer right there.
When was Joe Pesci back? When was he on the screen last?
Yeah, dude.
Bronx Tale?
Good question.
You know what I mean?
But, it's that, and it's coming in, like straight out to Netflix, so there's no fucking around here. Game changer.
We talk about A-listers, all Academy Award winners.
Oh, yeah.
All of them, including the director.
Netflix, who can pay top dollar, even
Jeez,
fucking Eddie Murphy. They're talking money to Eddie Murphy. Come on back, buddy. Come on, do stand-up. Nobody can talk Eddie Murphy to do stand-up.
He just did a Comedians in Cars with Jerry Seinfeld. Did you see it?
Yes.
And he said it's just, his one regret is letting that muscle atrophy. And then and it's hard for him to get out and work out a routine, Yeah.
I love about that whole thing was his fucking honesty.
Yeah.
He could have easily came out there and did like, we were just talking about like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Now, he sits there and bullshits around. The fact of the matter is, dude's not going to hit the fucking notes he could have hit.
True.
And that's exactly what it is.
You'd plant.
You can call it. You can call it what you want to call it.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy called himself out and said, "You know what? I don't know if I can do like Black Gumby. You know what I mean? And being a comedian nowadays is obviously people are hypersensitive. Yeah. Why would he come out there and put himself up on a pedestal and fucking say some jokes that some dickweed is going to get offended by, and then fucking roll them over the coals.
Well, you heard what he said when he was talking. Did you see the Jerry?
Yes.
When he was talking about that excitement, how that you can tell him and Jerry shared this love of comedy, but were mechanics about approaching the craft, right?
Yeah, and honing their craft.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that nowadays because people have phones and tape your shit.
Totally.
And then next thing you know, you fuck up or whatever, and you're all over the internet. Back in the day, it was a night.
Yeah.
You had a bad night? Oh, well. You go back the next night, you polish your shit.
Yeah. And you didn't want to worry about someone letting out a leaked video.
Dude, being a comedian
like
nowadays, it's got to be a rough gig. Think about that. That factor, your material just getting spread all over the internet, so then everybody sees it. So then you can't tell the same jokes.
Yeah.
And then getting ridiculed over some sensitive asshole. Like, oh my God, you said this. Like, it's a fucking joke.
Well, dude,
learn how to take one.
And you gotta be from. So I follow, I subscribe, I listen to a handful. I'm sure I'm not unique in this, but of podcasts that I discovered from Joe Rogan having comedians on his show. So it's like Bill Burr would come on his show. So I was like, let me listen to Bill Burr's podcast. Yeah,
I listen to that Boxer and the
Kid.
Yeah, I listen to that. That's pretty good.
Brendan Schaub and damn it, right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, so just listening to those podcasts, they talk so much about comedy because it's their craft, and how indignant and ruthless and ball busting and this pressure cooker of these comedians, how they are with one another, and how nothing is too far. Nothing is too far.
And dude, listen, that's where the art suffers now.
Yeah.
Because there is too far, and some fucking dickhead bring it on the internet and then skewer it to, and then
kill a good comedian in its womb. Right?
Yeah, it's funny, dude. It's to relax.
Yeah, take the piss out of life.
Have a fucking joke, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Did you see Tag?
Yes, I did.
So they're showing this reel of how they tagged up on everybody. And nothing was out of bounds. And so there was one where the dude's dad, he was at his dad's funeral, and he was like, "I'm so sorry, you're right," like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and it was like because they were so tight and because they knew each other so well, they were able to fuck around with one another. And it seems like, and nothing was out of bounds. And it seems like comedians can do that amongst one another too. Like there's this understanding, this sort of you were all fucked up. Let's fuck around together. You know what I mean?
No,
anyway.
And like I said, there's got to come a breaking point because all it's doing is it's like ruining things.
Yeah, it's making things suck a lot more.
It is, and there's already suck out there. We know this. You can name it in many different ways now. There's a lot of suck out there, dude. Yeah. And that is one relief that people used to get of either watching an HBO special or going to a comedy club or whatever. And now that's getting fucking tossed. So what is it going to be? What are people going to turn to? More drugs? More alcohol?
Hopefully, you know what I mean? People rebel, right?
Well, you hope, because it is turning. It's bad. It's ruining the product. It's ruining a lot of things.
Well, I think it ebbs and flows. I think you'll have counterculture in ebbs and flows, right? 50s got the 60s, the 60s got the 70s.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, this internet is like an X factor.
It does change the landscape.
It's a weird. It's like remember on that one show, and
it's like a giant baby.
Well, remember the Chappelle show when he did that thing where he walks through the internet?
Yeah,
it's totally that.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
And that's another thing too. Can you imagine that show today? it would have fucking gone over like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
They would have fucking pissed all over that. And that show was fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, that show was genius. It was really, really good. So we strayed. Let's wrap up the box office. Lion King was second in the box office with $38 million. I'm surprised it made that, honestly, because I think it tapered off big time.
Yeah, people said the same thing I said. I heard that from other people. We were talking about it at work and whatnot, saying the same thing. Like it fell short.
Yeah, 49% drop. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is for the weekend of August 2nd through the 4th. Did $20 million.
Where'd that come in? Where'd that rank?
That was third in the box office.
Oh, shit, I thought it would do better than that.
It's pretty good for like an obvious Tarantino film.
Yeah.
You know? $90 million budget. They did. They're not even quite there yet. Spider-Man Far From Home's number 4 in the box office with $7.9 million, and Toy Story 4 is still in the top 5 with a very modest $7.3 million, and that's for the weekend box office. You said you had news. Did you have some news?
No, I didn't have any news. I have to give credit to my brother-in-law. He showed me, and I'm sure your kids watch it or whatever.
What?
But he was showing me some shit on like YouTube. This dude called Dr. Disrespect. Did you ever see this? Oh my fucking God. This dude is funny.
Really?
Yeah. So how did
you hear about it again?
My brother-in-law, he watches it.
Just Dr. Disrespect.
His name's Dr. Disrespect. I highly recommend this motherfucker. He is a funny motherfucker. So he's a guy, and he claims he's a self-proclaimed like 2-time Nintendo champion from back in the early 90s. Like he was like the guy in that movie that beat like Super Mario Brothers or whatever back in the early 90s, and he was like the world champion twice.
Yeah.
So this guy wears like this, I don't know if it's real or not, but it's like some mullet thing. And he wears like some like NASCAR, like Dale Earnhardt glasses.
I just looked him up. I'm laughing.
This dude's fucking awesome.
I'm cracking up.
And he just sits there and he plays video games.
He's got like a porn stash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which he like, and he's sponsored by Gillette. So like, he'll like once in a while like bust out in the song and be like, Gillette, the best a man can get. And he like breaks out this comb and he starts like licking it.
Pretty legit sponsor, man.
Dude, this guy is great.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So check this out.
He's got over 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, this guy's fucking hilarious, dude.
Dr. Disrespect on YouTube.
Out of all these guys that play video games and shit, this guy, and I've seen those other ones. They're it's trash. It's fucking garbage. Sitting there running around playing fucking Fortnite. This guy hates Fortnite. He plays like PUBG, and he sits there and talks trash, but he does it in a way that's got a specific style that is fucking uncanny.
Now that I'm looking at him,
dude,
he reminds me of an 80s wrestler.
He's awesome. He's hilarious. The one,
like a manager, an 80s wrestling manager.
He talks supreme shit. Like to other guys. The one
time
guy
just makes me laugh looking at him.
Like the one, it looked like he was dozing off, but you can't see his eyes because he's got those shades on, and he's like blasting this dude. And then as soon as he's done killing him, he like acts like he wakes up, and he's like, I just did that while I was sleeping. You know, like just like fucking.
Well, Dr. Disrespect. You have 1,133,619 subscribers.
Yeah,
You're
check
welcome.
this guy out. I highly recommend it. It's good for a laugh, man. It's funny as shit.
No, no worries. I'll definitely check it out. Dr. Disrespect. Man, I went down a rabbit hole. What was it? Oh, I know what it was. Freaking Google. It's brilliant. I got my inversion table. You know, I get a good stretch and everything like that. So of course, I'm doing searches for it and everything, and I'm going down rabbit holes searching for the right thing to do, right inversion table. So then I started coming across like chiropractic stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I would like watch these people. I stumbled onto videos and stuff and watch people get themselves adjusted. And I'm thinking, man, I wonder if that really works, because you hear all kinds of things. Chiropractors are quacks, or you hear they saved my life.
Yeah. This
one dude out of Australia, Dr. Can't remember. He's like, he would be like back in the day, well, even in modern times, he'd be like what would be like a real faith healer. But he's not bullshit. Like, he's a legit.
Is it Dr. Sarno?
No, it's not Dr. Sarno, but it's a dude from Australia. He's the most, because I've seen a couple of these other videos where
because Stern's like on Dr. Sarno. He talks about that
dude,
guy all the time.
This kid came in and he looked like a question mark. And he came in and through 3 or 4 treatments, they joked around because he was so hunched over and so in like constant pain. They joked around about, we're going to do some adjustments and everything and then come back a couple times. And the one guy said, "Oh, you'll be taller than me when you come back," jokingly. And after a bunch of adjustments, this kid he got full mobility, standing straight up in the air, and he was taller than the one dude.
That's cool.
But like, I went down this rabbit hole, and now all I do is get pelted with all these chiropractic videos. Anyway, talk about going down a rabbit hole.
The internet, man.
It's the internet. I didn't have much in the news, honestly, except for everything that's coming out as far as the trailers. Did you see trailer for Ford versus Ferrari?
No.
I'm not racing.
Oh, that was infamous back in the 60s.
Yeah, dude. Like, I know
Carroll
about
Shelby. And
that's exactly it.
Yeah, dude. That whole scene, I know a lot about that because I used to be big into like Mustangs and whatnot. I like fixed one up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Carroll Shelby was a fucking monster when it came to like
the Shelby Cobra. That was the beast.
Dude, like, was fucking legit as far as racing's concerned. He changed the game.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny you say that, man, because it's like I'm watching this trailer and I know about the Shelby Cobra and how like
we went over to England, found like the MG, I think it was. I could be wrong.
He
and then stuffed the 427 in there.
Exactly.
Changed the suspension around.
Yeah.
Started kicking ass.
Yeah.
Then they molded the fucking damn it, I can't think of it. Someone's probably thinking of it right now as I'm speaking. But I think it was the Daytona, not the Daytona. Damn it. That's whatever it was. He shaped it. And he was doing all this in an airport hangar in California. And he fucking molded this thing and fucking beat out fucking Ferrari.
Yeah.
In the Le Mans.
Dude, I know. It's unheard of.
Which was like impossible at the time.
Well, it's a solid trailer because it's Matt Damon.
Yeah, I did see something.
And Christian Bale. He plays the British
I saw
driver.
the trailer at Lion King. That's where I saw the trailer.
Solid.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that story, that dude, Carroll Shelby, was the shit. Nice guy too. Like he was like just a nice human being.
Yeah. Well, he said that there's a scene in there where Shelby's talking to I can't remember Christian Bale's character, and he's talking to him, and he's basically tells him the parameters. They want to build a car, and they want it to be by Ford to be faster than the Ferrari, and he's like, something like 10 years or something like that. And he said, "How long do you have?" And he goes, 90 days. And so they had a deadline, I guess, to meet some qualifier or some type of race, 90 days to beat a car that would beat Ferrari. And they obviously went to war. Yeah. Well, they even say that in the trailer. We got to go to war. Yeah, it's a compelling trailer. It makes you want to watch it.
Smart dude, man.
Yeah. Did you see the Ad Astra trailer? It's the one with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, basically, he's an astronaut. And
I did not see that.
He's circling the Earth. Something goes wrong with it's the beginning of the trailer. Something hits or something explodes on this space station that he's working on. Okay. And the next thing you know, he starts as just an astronaut.
Apollo 13 kind of thing.
Well, he's plummeting towards Earth.
Okay.
And as he's plummeting towards Earth, he's actually hitting the atmosphere. And Then they flash and he's in a hospital. And then he's supposed to go and look for his dad's old research vessel. His dad is, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
It's good to see Tommy Lee Jones in a movie.
Is he an asshole?
Probably. He plays a good asshole.
Yeah, he does.
And it's basically, so it's this mission where the whole universe, Brad Pitt's the main character, and the whole universe is on the brink of destruction if he doesn't find this solution.
Sounds interesting.
Looks good. It's not. I'd rather see right now. If I'm going to pick, I'd rather see Ford versus Ferrari over.
I'm telling you,
Astra.
Watching just from reading about that stuff, I was like, Ford was like on it when it came to. They were big into the international stuff. Now back at home, like back here, you had like Chevy was like taking over like the drag strips.
Yeah.
And then Dodge was pretty much taking over NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
And then Ford was like international kicking fucking ass.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? They're like, let's go bigger. We want to go after Ferrari, which was like, that's like saying, let's go after like the best.
Yeah.
And they did. And it's
That's
crazy.
baller, dude.
It is. It was cool as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely going to see it. The trailer that I was most excited for, though, The Irishman.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. When I saw that, I was like, and Netflix to boot, because I thought when I first saw it, I was like, this is going to be out in the movies.
And
then I was
that's exactly what I thought.
And I was like,
yeah,
I
Netflix
like how
release.
they did that.
Yes,
because they made you think it was.
Yeah,
and they're like, boom. Guess what? It'll be in your home, motherfucker.
And of course, that brings back Joe Pesci to the screen. Haven't seen Joe Pesci in forever.
Bring out your fucking shine box.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Frank Sheeran, the guy who plays the Irishman. Well, it's Robert De Niro who plays the Irishman, and it's Al Pacino who plays Jimmy Hoffa, and then I think Joe Pesci plays one of the guys from the Mafia. It's Bruno or Buffalano or Buffalano. I can't remember the name. Anyway, looks legit, and of course directed by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, dude's fucking should have had way more awards than he received. That dude's a legend.
Yeah,
just is.
It has that whole feel, and I don't know if it's just me and my nostalgia.
Nah, dude, Scorsese. I don't have a bad thing to say about that guy. I dig his shit.
Yeah,
he gives me what I want.
Marty.
Yeah, he's just
Marty Scorsese.
You know what I mean? Like it just hits the mark pretty much every time I've seen. I can't really think of anyone that I didn't really like that he did.
Yeah. Well, do you know about this guy, this Irishman guy?
No, I don't know anything about it, honestly.
So he was probably born in the 20s, served in the First World War, served like 400 days, instead of just a 1-year trip. And he killed people, like did whatever he was supposed to do in war, like it wouldn't be strange for someone in one of his, to do a revenge killing. Mm-hmm. Like if someone was like, oh, they were the Nazis that shot up our boys. I know that was this guy and that was this guy. It wasn't like, let's now Geneva Convention these guys and treat them fairly and kindly. It was like, no, you take them behind the shed and hurry up. Yeah. And that was it.
Clean up your mess.
Yeah. And so that's kind of how he got into this killing game. And then he came back and was an enforcer for the mob. Derby guy. So he's from the Philadelphia area. And
of course he is. Delco, holler out.
And
he said crick. He said water.
It's definitely in. But then he started killing people for the mob. And then, like when he was older in early 2000s, they thought, he got cancer. And they don't know if he was atoning or whatever, but he started talking about shit. Like he killed Hoffa, and like he knows how Kennedy got killed, the assassination on Kennedy, which confirmed somewhat that the mafia was involved in killing Kennedy. But looks legit. Like, really.
I'm pumped up.
I'm jazzed.
I really like how they're like changing it up too, because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I could go for it being at the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
I got no bone about it.
No, not at all. Oh, the only thing you just reminded me about watching stuff at home. Did you get Endgame?
Yeah, I watch that. Like
Did you buy it?
Yeah. Did I buy it? Fuck
well,
yeah.
It just came out.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
After it, tipped its if they climbed that mountain and planted its flag as top movie.
Endgame's a shit, dude.
Dude, I found myself going through the same emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it's
so good.
It's really good, dude.
Yeah. I was like, I watched it. First of all, it's hard to watch anything straight through. You know how it is. And
like Avatar?
No, not at all. I watched it end to end every time.
Yeah, but you could, dude, listen, you had to like really push yourself to do that.
I'm talking about just interruptions. Take the dogs out, tell the kids to do whatever. Interruptions all the time. So it took me like 3 days after I bought it to finally watch it through. It was still satisfying as fuck, man.
Endgame is the shit.
Yes. I was pretty happy. Pretty happy. Last thing on the trailer tip. I just saw the 13 Reasons Why season 3 trailer. Did you see it? 13 Reasons Why. They have season 3.
Oh.
And that's a thing.
When's that coming out?
That'll be out in August, the end of the month.
I'm kind of bummed out about that. That's my thing about Netflix is it's like, dude, let's like Stranger Things too. I mean, this season was good or whatever, but I think you gotta stop when the getting is good, and it says something about your character.
Yeah, you want to keep delivering the hits, not just rehashing the old stuff.
There's a lot of like the whole Jerry Seinfeld thing. I appreciate the fact that guy stopped when he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with Chappelle. Like Chappelle had different circumstances, but think about it. If that went on, who knows? Who knows? They stopped while the getting was good, and we still keep talking about it.
Yeah. Do you think Harrison Ford should do another indie movie?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like Crystal Skull sucked.
It was trash, dude.
It was.
That movie was garbage.
Yeah, it was. You know what it felt like to me? It felt like they were trying to like mix all three of the other movies into one.
Ugh.
And you could see it like from a mile away,
dude,
and I was just like, that's tasteless as fuck.
It looked like they never left the soundstage.
Yeah,
that was a problem. Like you went and saw the first indie, and you're like, they're in Tanzania, they're out in the real desert. They're in. Granted, they were shooting in Hawaii, but it looked like a jungle.
The Last Crusade, I remember that was my favorite.
Awesome.
That and the Ark, and it was just like it felt like they tried to mix all of them into one.
Yeah,
and you could see it, and I was just like, man, that's really bad.
Yeah, it was. When
I heard the other one, I was just like, come on.
Well, and then they put that fucking asshat in there, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, Jesus.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. And, he actually doesn't bother me that bad.
He's a good actor. He went a little kooky.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like, I don't know. Like
it didn't make it better that he was in it.
No. Well, Transformers?
No, well, Transformers,
Transformers
was what it was.
Yeah, and I think the first, like, one or two, when they had...
Yeah, very watchable.
Yeah, very watchable, and then it just got, like, crazy, and I don't blame that on him.
No. Blame it on... No, they only went one round with Transformers with... what's her name? Who was the female lead?
Oh, Megan Fox.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That was bad direction. Michael Bay, of course.
Michael Bay, bastard.
Money grubbing prick.
But 13 Reasons Why, season 3 is titled Who Killed Bryce Walker? Bryce was the dick.
Yeah, so somebody killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That actually makes me feel good, actually.
But it's like
that entices me. Now I'm bought in. I'm like, ooh, that I like that.
I might watch that now.
Yeah. Man,
But, yeah,
fucking Netflix. You know what I mean?
They got you.
I thought I was out, but then when you said they killed that fucker, I was like, oh man, okay.
Yeah. But the shitty thing, it wasn't. Well, maybe it was her legacy. That
I'm hoping he got raped before he got killed.
Oh yeah, died in jail. So the last thing really is the summer's winding down, Sir Jamie.
Oh, depressing.
Yeah,
Depressing.
I only see two things that are out right now. That actually only one thing that's coming out before the summer closes. That's mildly that is interesting. The only thing I would go out to see is not Hobbs and Shaw, but It Chapter 2.
Yeah, I mean, I like how they did the first one.
Yeah, and I'm digging the trailer for the second one.
Yeah, I was actually I was pretty surprised, actually. 'Cause
Yeah,
I thought, it could have easily been a piece of shit.
What, the last one? The first one? Well, it'd be the first one of these
Yeah.
two. Oh, yeah. I was surprised too, man.
Speaking of which, I've been really debating that after we talked about that the first time is I was debating in my head about the Ghostbusters coming out, whenever it comes out. I was really thinking, I was like, I wonder if he really would have made that if they didn't make that last one. I don't think they would. I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have touched that franchise. And I think he's only touching it because of the last thing that came out, and it kind of like salted him up. I think it did.
Oh, Jason Reitman.
Yes.
Maybe it salted a lot of people up, and they were like, we need to salve this wound because it's still a moneymaker, and we're not going to make money on the female version, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't even like saying the female version because like I said, I don't want to blame them.
No, it's the quickest way for people to go, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like
I could be bald, and they're going to people will probably describe me as John, bald head.
Yeah, whoever. Yeah, I got you. But whoever wrote that, man, woman, or child,
Yeah.
should be fucking skewered.
Yeah.
Because that's their fault. Because that was a steaming pile of shit.
That's a poo-poo.
Yeah, it was. It was a bad poo-poo, actually.
So there was a TMZ pic that someone managed to get from of Ecto-1 on set. Not on set, but it was on a street in Alberta or somewhere in Canada. And so someone was able to get a shot of Ecto-1. And it made me happy.
And it was the legitimate Ecto-1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the one that gets me going.
Yeah.
I mean, give me some fucking the late 70s, early 80s Cadillac that they tried to fucking do that. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's
the legit 50s.
I'll show it to you after the show. It's
Ecto-1's great, dude.
Gave me a chub, for sure. And that's it. Oh, well, I'm going to see The Art of Racing in the Rain with Cindy this Thursday, so a couple days.
What the hell's that?
So there's this book that Cindy read, and it's basically, if I'm getting this right, I'm probably botching it, the story of this dog, but a dog that kind of bounces and gets reincarnated and keeps going through.
Shit.
Keeps going from owner to owner, and I think he finds his way back to his original owner. So it's a dog and a dog's life. He basically, keeps snoring.
All right.
I'm doing it for my lovely wife.
Yeah,
she's been through plenty of stinkers with me.
I'm not busting your balls at all. I'm just saying, that's a good nap. I would take a total nap in that.
I'd take melatonin.
Yeah, I'd have the hand over the face, I'm watching, but I'm not watching. It's this is a 2-hour nap, and it's well worth it.
I'm gonna bring a blanket and a pillow.
Yeah, wake me up when we're done.
How dare you, Jamie? It's going to be a wonderful experience.
Yeah, my ass.
So we're getting on about an hour. I had a whole topic to talk about the 80s that's been locked and loaded. I'm wondering if you want to wrap.
We should wait that for Nick.
All right.
Because he's into it a little bit. He likes, dude, I've been like really into the 80s lately. We were talking her.
All right, let's. I want to tease it a little bit.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna go through, nostalgia. The nostalgia part. Who we were when the 80s were going on. What's our most juicy memories? Things like that. But then we can go through like movies that were made in the 80s, TV shows and movies that are set in the 80s. You've got Wonder Woman 1984. You have the Goldbergs. You have a lot of these nods of late that are to the 80s. Talk about all that stuff. Favorite shows, least favorite shows, biggest blockbusters. What was really dive into, our perception of the 80s, during that time. And then talk about big events and how they impact us and
All right.
have a good time with it.
I love the 80s.
Yeah.
They're my favorite.
Yeah. Caddyshack.
Dude, I can't believe you picked out Caddyshack out. Yeah. Caddyshack was great, but I'm just thinking like John Hughes is a fucking...
Breakfast Club.
He's a fucking king, dude. That dude is a king.
Yeah. Die Hard.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Dude.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Goonies.
Oh, Goonies, dude.
Back to the Future. Ghostbusters.
See,
you're right. We have to save it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's do a little office speak. Let's table this. Perhaps put a pin in it for next week.
Dude.
Right?
Al Peralta skateboarding.
Didn't the Nintendo glove come out in '89?
Yeah, it did.
We got gems.
They had fucking Robbie the Robot.
Atari.
Dude, it was glorious, dude.
I'll send you my notes. Get your wheels turning.
Oh, I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Thank you for joining us for this week. And damn, I'm all over this week. All right. Well, let's do it this way. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. And if you're really digging the show, subscribe and leave us a nice review. And if you're looking for us on the social medias on the interwebs, you can follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show. We're on Instagram at NJJ Show. And if you're on the old school Facebooks, just search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show, and you can follow our page. Thanks, everybody, and have an awesome week. Thanks.